Hey YouTube, Breakup Brad here. In this video, I'll be answering a question that I get asked every single day. How to use my no contact technique when you still live with your ex or you have to see them often at work or at school. Now, I don't think I need to fully explain what the no contact method is. Suffice to say that if you want to get back together with your ex, then employing a period of no contact for around 30 days is almost always the best strategy. I'm serious about that, folks. For 99% of situations, no contact is going to be your best bet. I promise it works extremely well, and you can look at the comment section below some of my other no contact videos here on YouTube to see how many people have used this strategy successfully. Now, no contact is so effective for several reasons, all of which are grounded in basic human psychology. In summary, by employing no contact, you're essentially shocking your ex into realizing what life is like when you're not around. They're going to miss you a lot more if you go cold turkey and you suddenly disappear from their life than they would if you continue to speak or see one another regularly. Now, no contact also puts some pressure on your ex, sending them the message that you're moving on to bigger and better things without them, unless they change their mind about the breakup. Now, what if you still live with your ex? Or what if you have to see them every day because you work together or you go to the same school? Can you still use the no contact strategy at all? If so, how can you modify no contact to suit these kinds of situations? Well, the answer to the former question is yes. You can and usually should still use no contact to some degree, even if you still live with your ex or you have to see them daily. It will need to be a little bit more of a limited no contact though, rather than a full no contact. So if you still need to see your ex daily for whatever reason, the first and most important thing that you need to do is avoid showing your emotions around your ex. The last thing you want to be doing when you're with your ex is to get emotional, break down in tears, or lash out in anger. If you are feeling overly emotional, try to get out of the house and hang out at a friend's while you get through the worst of that initial heartache. Generally speaking, just do your absolute best to avoid showing any kind of negative emotions when you're around your ex. Be positive and upbeat, not depressed or upset. Another thing you must do is avoid confrontation with your ex. So do not let yourself get dragged into any kind of argument or shouting match with your ex. Now, I know it might be tempting at times, and your ex might even try to start something, but you definitely want to get out of that kind of situation and avoid any kind of argument or negative interaction. Similarly, you also want to avoid any kind of serious discussion with your ex. So don't talk about the breakup, your relationship, your future together, and so on. This is not the time to be having those kinds of serious talks with your ex. All that's going to do is remind your ex of the problems in your past relationship and the reasons why they wanted to break up in the first place. So those are all things that you want to avoid talking with your ex about. But because you still want to get the benefit of using the no contact strategy, you'll ideally want to get out of the house as much as possible and limit any conversations with your ex to essential topics only. Now, don't completely change your routine just to avoid running into your ex. That would look kind of suspicious as well. So just stay busy and try to avoid being at home when your ex is around whenever possible. Again, keep those essential conversations friendly, non-confrontational, and positive. And basically only engage where you need to. It's also usually wise to avoid making any commitments in regards to moving out or finding a new place to live if you can do so without angering your ex. Sometimes your ex may want to move out of the house quickly, and you should let them do so without putting up a fight. Just be positive and supportive if you need to be, and don't fuss over it if your ex seems insistent. And one thing I want you to keep in mind when you're employing limited no contact with your ex is the concept of upending your ex's expectations. So because you have to see your ex regularly when you live together, you have plenty of opportunities to act in ways that your ex isn't expecting. Remember, after a breakup, your ex is going to expect you to be heartbroken and desperate. After being dumped, most people get depressed and make major changes to their life and their daily habits. They'll lie in bed all day, become cold and distant and negative around their ex, and stop doing things that they used to do with their ex during the relationship. Again, this is what your ex is expecting from you. So you want to do the exact opposite, especially when you're employing no contact. Upending your ex's expected reality by not lying in bed all day, by continuing to watch that TV show that you and your ex used to watch together every night, by going out regularly and seeing your friends, continuing with your hobbies, and so on. This is all going to make your ex question their decision to break up and create some mystery in the back of their mind. It's human nature to feel FOMO, fear of missing out, and you can capitalize on that by making sure your ex knows that you're continuing to live a fun, interesting life even when they least expect it. Lastly, and along similar lines to what I just mentioned about upending your ex's expectations, you can also leverage another advantage you have when you still live with your ex. creating a sense of mystery. Now, you have to be careful not to make this too obvious because it can backfire if you take this strategy too far. Basically, though, what you want to do is make some sort of comment when you're talking to your ex or when you know that they can hear you that hints at a date you're going on or someone special that you've met recently. For example, maybe your ex is standing within earshot when you're talking to another friend on the phone. You might say something like, thanks for the invite, that sounds awesome, but I'm actually taking a friend to a dance class tonight. Sorry. The key here is to avoid giving any more details or making it into a big deal. Just casually and subtly mention something that you're doing with a new friend in order to plant the idea in your ex's mind and let them spend the rest of the day wondering who this friend is and whether it's a date that you're going on. Basically, just let your ex's imagination create some jealousy and shift their overall perception of you. Like I said, this is going to also upend your ex's expectations, as we've already discussed. Now, as I already mentioned, this is also a potentially dangerous tactic that can get you into trouble if you're not careful. So make sure you at least actually have plans to go to a dance class that night, for instance, so that you don't get caught, trying to incite jealousy or look like an idiot for making something up just because your ex could hear you. However, if you do get this right, it can be extremely powerful and really make your ex doubt whether they should have let you go at all. All right, so hopefully at this point you've got a better idea of how to employ a limited no contact period when you still live with your ex or have to see them regularly. Now, I realize this type of situation can be complicated and sometimes confusing. If I haven't covered something specific or unique to your own scenario, please visit breakupbrad.com/coaching and sign up for my one-on-one coaching service. That way I can learn about your situation and custom tailor a plan to help you win back your ex as quickly as possible. Again, sign up for my coaching program at breakupbrad.com/coaching. And thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your comments below the video, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.